Welcome to mrGoetz's Flipped Classroom. We're going to take a look at some different things going on in 6th grade math, best lawn care companies. It says here, shade in each model to represent the lawns that were mowed by each lawn care company. Record the percent as a part to whole ratio in fraction and decimal form. We see here we have this grid we can use, number of units that are shaded, set this up as a fraction, also set it up as a decimal. So green lawn care mowed 38 out of 50 yards in January. 38 out of 50. And what we need to do is anything that says percentage. Down here it says what percentage of lawns were mowed by this lawn care company. Anything that says percent, we have to do it with 100 base at a rate of 100. To get this 50 to 100, we're going to multiply it by 2, take the top, multiply it by 2, and that's going to be 76 over 100. These are both equivalent fractions. And then if we take that 76 over 100 as a decimal, we will have 76. If you want to check your work on this, you can actually take 76 and divide it by 100 and see how many times it goes in here. And then I have 7, multiply by 7, 700, bring down the 600, 6, and then that'll be 0, 6 times 100. So it's 76 for the decimal. And then the number shaded in the model over here, we're going to go for that 76. What we see right here, that's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 76 right here. 76%. Let's run another one here. Got Scott's Mowing Service mowed 13 out of 20 lawns in the Spring Creek neighborhood. Get that fraction there, 13 over 20. Again, we're looking at percentage. It's going to be a rate of 100. To get this to 100, what times 20 equals 100? What times 20 equals 100? What times 20 is equal to 100? Well, with this, you can go ahead and divide both sides by 20. X is equal to 5 times 5 times 5. Say 100, and then 5 times 13 right here. We can look at this a couple different ways. 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times 10 is 50. 15 plus 50 is 65. Or you can multiply it like this. 13 times 5, 5, 1 for up there. 5 times 1, 6, 65. 65. 65 on 100. Again, same thing with the decimal. It's going to turn out here, 0.65. Wonderful. 65 shaded. Let's do 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go with 65 right there. Done with the first page. On to page 2. Right here, looking at another problem. David had 100 yards to mow in week 1 of his lawn mowing business. 24% of the yards are in Hawks Landing. 24%. In Fire Ranch, we have 62 yards in Fire Ranch neighborhood, 62%. And then the remaining yards are in the Sundown neighborhood. What we know is to hit 100%, we have to have this plus this plus this equal 100. What does that look like then? Let's try to do 24 plus 62 plus x is equal to 100. Let's add these together. 24 plus 62. 24, 62, add those together. Let's go with 6, 8, 86. So now this turns into 86 plus x is equal to 100. Let's subtract 86 from both sides. 100 minus 86 is equal to 14. 14%. And then on the fractions, 24 over 100. But you can reduce that if you want to. That could be reduced to, say, 12 over 50. Divide them both by 2. You can reduce it again. Divide it by 2 again. We can go 6 over 25. It just depends what the question is asking, if the fractions need to be reduced. So all it really says here is create a model and doesn't really say anything about reducing, so that's fine. If we have 24% of 100 yards, 24%, 24 right there. And then this one, number of yards mowed 62, 14 comes down like that, 62 out of 100, and then 14 out of 100 right there. Excellent. Down to the next problem here. Mason Terrace. David had 100 yards to mow week 2 of his lawn-mowing business. 48 of the yards are in Mason Terrace. Go with a 48% right there. And then 17% of the yards are in Day Spring, 17%. And then same thing, this plus this plus this has to equal 100. 48 plus 17 plus X is equal to 100. Add these two together here, 48 plus 17, add it up, 5, 1 for up there, 1, 2 plus 4 is 6. We get 65 right there? I think so. 65 plus X is equal to 100. Subtract 65 from both sides, and then 100 minus 65 should be 35, right there, 35%. And then on the fraction again, 48 over 100, 17 over 100, 35 over 100, 48 yards, 17 yards, 35 yards. Excellent, done, done, done. We had bell ringers here, and on this bell ringer, I was kind of unclear in the direction here. Number these 1, 2, 3, 4, but what I said during class was least to greatest. The thing that was confusing here is people saw more numbers here, so they thought this was bigger than this. But in fact, this is going to be the smallest, then that's going to be the next biggest, then that's going to be the next biggest, then that is going to be the largest. And I always like when students put their name on their work. Super helpful. All right, take a look at another bell ringer here. What is 80% as a fraction? Reduce the fraction if you can. Whenever we have percentage, it's going to be at a rate of over 100. So we have 80 over 100. Let's go ahead and see if we can reduce that to 8 over 10. So divided both sides by top and bottom by 10. And now here we're going to do the top by 2 and the bottom by 2 to get 4 over 5. Reduce the fraction if you can, 4 over 5. I like it. Now this one here, what is 33% as a fraction? This is one that we covered in class, and it is, how can I say this? It's one of those math facts, something to learn, something to know type of thing. And it's 1 over 3. And we actually solved for it. We did long division, where we went to see how many times 3 would go into 1. So we know it's going to go in less than 1 times, but greater than 0. So here we put a 3, 3 times 3, 9, 1, bring down the 1, 3, 3 times 3, 9, 1, bring down the 0, 3. So it's just 3 repeating. 33% as a fraction, looking at 1/3, approximately. Yesterday in class, we turned a fraction into a decimal by using what you see right there. We did long division. Solve 321 minus 157. Rewrite this with the first number on top, the second number on the bottom. After you've written it, solve it. So on this, we have 321, 157 right there. With this, we got to take 1 from up there because you can't take 7 from 1. So borrowing from over there, this is now 11 minus 7 is 4. And then same thing, got to borrow from up there, change that to a 2. So this right here is going to then be, what do we have here, 11 minus 5? So 11 minus 5 would be 6. Got that guy down to 164. You can always check your work by adding these two numbers. Let's add these and check our work. 1 for up there, 2, 1 for up there, 321. 321 matches. That's the way to do a check. So that's your answer right there. What's one thing you can do to make math class better? What's one thing Mr. Goetz can do to make math class better? Very good stuff. And then here's another bell ringer that we did. Place the following values in their correct position. Now when we're looking at this, if we could just number these, or letter these, A, B, C, D, E, F, very nice. A is going to go right here by 15. 15 and a half. Well, what are the units of this? So there's 12, 12 and a half, 13, 13 and a half, 14, 14 and a half, 15, 15 and a half. Say 15 and a half is right here. 12.75 is 12 and a half, so right here. We're going to go with C. And this is eyeballing it, approximating it. I'm not getting out a ruler or anything to measure this. 13, 13.5, smack dab in the middle. We covered that term. What does smack dab mean? Very nice. E, E is right there. F, 13.5, 12, 13, 13, 12, 12 and a half, 13, 13 and a half right here for F. Beautiful. And then one last one, and then we are done with this video. Circle the ones place value on each of these numbers. The ones place value. Bam, let's go right there. Go right there with ones. Go right there with ones. Go right there with ones. And go right there with ones. Kind of tricky with the decimal. Circle the tens place value on each of these numbers. Got 123, 456, 1013.1. Got the tens. Got the tens. Got the tens. And then last but not least, what is 50% of 20? Well, 50% of 20, 50% of 12, come on now. Well, the first thing we need to do is take this 50% and change it into a decimal. So 50% is going to be 50 over 100. This can be reduced here, so this could be 10 over 10. 10 over 10, what am I doing? This would be 10 over 20. Hold on a second. Let's get this right here. Let's reduce it a different way. Let's go to 5 over 10. I like that. Divide the top by 5, bottom by 5, 1 over 2, 1/2. So basically, what is 1/2 of 12? Another way you can do this is say that half is going to be 0.5. Take 12, multiply it by 0.5, and then this is going to be 0. 1 for up there, 6. Put our decimal point. Your answer is going to be 6 right there. My name is mrGoetz, and thanks for joining me in my flipped classroom doing a little bit of math. Have a great day.